Today on Forbes, why billionaire investor Tom Steyer is bullish on clean energy under Trump. President-elect Donald Trump pulled the U.S. out of the Paris Climate Accords in 2017, slowing global efforts to fight a climate crisis he's called a hoax, and has repeatedly promised to, quote, drill baby drill when he returns to office, claiming more production of planet-warming oil and gas will solve persistent inflation woes. But don't count out the clean power industry just yet. Billionaire investor Tom Steyer is betting that renewable power and the clean tech sector are going to be just fine, regardless of Trump's fixation on hydrocarbons. And he plans to continue to use the $1 billion his firm Galvanized Climate Solutions has raised and future investments to back companies with advantages in areas like cost-competitive low-carbon cement, ag technology that helps farmers improve efficiency and sustainability, energy management software, as well as cheap, continuous geothermal power from companies like Fervo Energy. Steyer told Forbes, quote, Texas has tripled their solar in the last 3 years and is by far the biggest wind producer. Are they doing it because they like renewables or because they like money? I think it might be because they like money. And so does everybody else. People are making decisions for cheaper, faster, better. That's the decision, not politics. Nearly a quarter of U.S. electricity now comes from renewables. Rapid growth that's accelerated under the Biden administration has limited, if not significantly reduced, the country's carbon emissions in the past few years, even as it consumes ever more power. While Trump's next administration will prioritize greater production of natural gas for power plants, utilities are already adding as much new wind, solar power, and increasingly, large-scale battery storage as they can just to keep up with demand, which is expected to rise at least 10% by 2030. That's been compounded by the rise of power-guzzling data centers for artificial intelligence platforms and cryptocurrencies, ensuring that every source of electricity, including renewables and next-generation nuclear, will remain in the mix. Along with the urgency to slow carbon buildup, clean tech has become a massive business opportunity. U.S. investment in clean energy is expected to reach a record $300 billion this year, according to the International Energy Agency, or IEA. That's 1.6 times the level of 2020, the final year of Trump's first term. It's even outpacing investment in oil and gas, production of which is currently at a record high. Still, the country trails clean energy spending in the European Union, which the IEA expects to reach $370 billion, or China, which will likely spend $680 billion to maintain its lead in production of solar cells, lithium batteries, electric vehicles, and wind turbines. Steyer, a career fund manager and former Democratic presidential candidate with a net worth Forbes estimates at $2 billion, said his firm, which recently added former Secretary of State and Special Presidential Climate Envoy John Kerry, has avoided making bets based on policy, such as those impacted by Biden's Inflation Reduction Act, or IRA, the biggest federal investment in clean energy. Instead, he evaluates companies based on their ability to do things cheaper and more efficiently, and that are better for the climate, like Fervo's geothermal plants. Steyer said, quote, most Americans think fossil fuels are cheaper as an electricity source than solar and wind, and that's not true. In fact, solar and wind are cheaper now and getting even cheaper. So you're talking about competing against that. You can't make oil or natural gas more efficient. It just is what it is. And these technology-driven sectors are doing what you expect technology-driven sectors to do, which is continue to move down the cost curve and continue to move up in efficiency rates. For full coverage, check out Alan Owensman's piece on forbes.com. This is Kieran Meadows from Forbes. Thanks for tuning in.